Okay, welcome everybody. Today I'm going to introduce my new tool. I mean, it can be taken as an chaos tool or something else, but it's very useful for PHP developers, as I said. Okay, and today I'm gonna get some kind of demonstration about that my software tool here, and directly I'm running it with my source code. Yeah, it has a lot of codes, but I don't want to explain those. And then I'm running out my application here. Yeah, and it's this, and this is my application developed by me. Yeah, okay. And now I'm gonna give some kind of introduction and demonstration about the software, basically, right? Okay, and this software is a tool, is a case tool which can develop PHP modules. You know that the popular architecture of modularization, it can be taken as MVC, that means model view controller. So that tool is following up that kind of structure to build up such PHP modules. I mean, this will create different model view controller modules built by PHP automatically according to your given data here, right? First of all, make sure you are running off some kind of server, I mean local development server, and you can even use WAMP server instead of, and I'm using SAM control, I mean this is not control, that SAM testing environment PHP server, right? Okay, currently I'm running that Apache server and MySQL, and make sure you also build configured with those. And then next you may have to actually no need of further, right? Okay, and then how to use the tool, and just or we can take as that business model means, like as example you can take student or gender or whatever it is, item or whatever your project is going to be built likewise. Okay, so as example I'll choose student management system for my example. So here I'm building up my student flow here, I mean student module set here. So I'll choose student as my module set, right? So my business model is student, so then my DB host is localhost as like to be here, and it's and it's just spread it up from localhost. And also my DB username, my database user router, but I'm not using password for currently, right? You can use your own password here to get created with the database. Okay, and the database name, and let's check about our database here, and I'm going for a local host and SHAMP, and this is my control panel of SHAMP, and I'm going for PHP my admin here, and I can see I'm using that DB as JSOFT, and just my table is table 1. Here are some data which I already import for that, right? Okay, here this is my test data, so I used to test my evolution progress for my software. Okay, anyway, and now my database name is JSoft, like also described as here, like, okay, and my table name also like table 1 here, and I'll be giving table 1, right? Okay, and this is my database connect. I mean, this is actually theoretically, if we are taking this, this is the ORM process, manually done ORM process, that means object relation or map process, right? This is the relation, I mean tables here, and object is that we are creating students, so that we are creating our table here and inputting data and getting gathering data from the server side, I mean the database, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna add that attribute field into my project here. And which kind of attributes? I'm having 2 attribute columns here, ID and data. And first of all, at first I'm giving ID and add field, and you see a message here, field successfully added, right? And then I'll be giving data here, because my second column was data, and just add field, and it's also like to be saying that field successfully added, right? Okay, now when you're kicking to, I mean when you're jumping into that next tab of here, and you can see the currently added fields, I mean attribute fields for your module generation, I mean for your project, I mean not for project actually, that the business model. So that kind of example, having ID and data as my example, right? Okay, and this is the UI, base UI. Okay, and here's my filled up data, and just and then I'm going to generate my PHP module set here. So I'm clicking out generate, so it will be asking for to generate files, I mean location for that file to get generated. Okay, as example, first of all I'll make it to desktop here to better understand what you use, right? Desktop, and I'll be creating the next new folder. Here I'll be giving that example dataset as test 4, that is test 4, because this is my system, I mean this is the 4th system test of mine because of creating up for you for create up a video, right? Okay, this is test 4, and just I select, and you say message successful and router module has been generated, and also HT access has been created, and also control module has been created, also model module has been created, and the DAO module has been created, and total 5 files, right? Okay, now you get to check about that text for folder that we have been given, right? Here you see 5 files. HT access, you don't need to get think about that because of it's not relevant for you, actually relevant for you, yeah, I'll explain that later, right? And then you see here are the modules. Here's the router and the controller, DAO and model here. So let's open those with VS Code, and here's my controller. Actually this controller has been created automatically when you having given this. You see that my given data panels ID and data, and just it automatically created up the controller using ID and data. Even DAO is also like to be created using ID and data, and also model is like to be created using ID and data here, and the router is also, router should be here according to logical if you are thinking like, and likewise. And then here you can see that also is created likewise using ID and data. Because of that I have given ID and data here, you see. So let's check another one. I will click cache clear means that we have it clearing those, but there's a, I mean it's not a bug, actually I know the bug, but I don't have any time to make it clear, because that if we are clear that button, I mean if we are clearing the cache also they should be clear, but these are not here but it's cleared. Make sure that it's not a bug, but it should be a bug, I will fix later. And then to show you that what's going to happen is instead of student I'll using no, just student I will say, because of easy of your interaction to get those for. So I'll add attribute field as name, and I'll field, right? And then what I want to do is name and which NIC, and also the email here. Okay, I hide it. So these are the newly added email attribute set for my model here. Also student. So do remember when you are clicking generating for this, these files will be replaced if you choose the same directory that you already created this modules, right? Okay, but for the current I'll using that replacing those, because of to show up you these are getting changed and getting updated, right? And then I have selected desktop here for the first, and test 4 here, and let's select, and you see also another router has been created here, because that is not a bug actually, because that I have created another bistro object named student. Its name is conflict, but actually you see that attributes are different now. You see that is name, NIC and email that I have given like here, you see. And also control is also like to be upgraded according to my new given data here, name, NIC email, name, NIC email, likewise. So that is my concept here, because of the easiness of the PHP developer to create up such kind of business objects, I mean business software. And then to show you up, I'll create another one like student, also taking this student, and I'll be choosing email, and I'll clear the cache also, right? And then I choose which kind of this kind of I'll choose instead of different variables here, right? Java, and add field here, and C#, add fields here, and then choose PHP. I put it last because it's not really right. Okay, PHP, and you see the third set of is Java, C#, PHP here. So let's click generate again, And here also you'll see that. Also I'm clicking desktop here and just my test for folder also, and also all the files have been created. Now you see router has been updated to another one here. You see automatically it's getting updated, right? And then but according to the given attributes that we have lately given attributes, and also student controller, you see that is updated to the latest given attributes. I mean, that means you can build up your own model, own business models using that tool. One click and fill and click, you can create all those modules, right? You see here Java, C# and PHP, right? And this is also like to be, it's good. I mean, you must understand what's going on here, right? So these are the attributes, right? Okay, actually what we are going to explain about these modules among, right? And this is the router and the student controller PHP. This concept, I mean this MVC concept, is totally getting the credit for me, because that is my own built PHP framework model wave controller. MVC framework is actually not MVC because views are not here, because I have chosen the view from Ajax, preferably from the server side using that native HTML file. So my server side also getting updated, I mean executed with PHP only, right? And the views got by HTML, and also you see here is the DAO and the model should be here according to, right? And these likewise. And let's try out and test, I mean with example data, right? And I'll give up all those because this is not what I expected. Now I'm going to create up my this is test 4, and I'll delete all this stuff here, okay? And then I'm going to create up again student and giving up the real data according to my database here, you see, right? And then I'll give in table on here. I'm going to clear the cache, and then ID first, wait, and the ID for add fields, and okay, and data and add field here, right? It's okay. And here you see later added details here, right? Okay, and generate, and I'm going to generate it for desktop and test 4 also, right? And automatically it will be getting created, right? Okay, this so shall we check our database credentials here? Is DAO? No, actually it's not listed in DAO because I'll be calling it from controller here. You see that is localhost root jsoft. It's being made up according to my given details here, localhost root and jsoft. If you are giving a password here, it will be updated that empty string to that password that we are given, right? Okay, and let's try out because that ID and data is here, and also you see my database should like be consist of those columns ID and data here. Okay, anyway, now let's try it for a real example, but we should have a client here to check out our post request, right? And then we have to find out and post, and just then I first of all I just copy that folder, and I'm going for Z and champ, and the champ here, and htdocs, and this is my project root folder, and I'll be copying that. So this is my test for folder. So I have a already built up client here. I'm copying this because it's tested for say one client I am not getting focus for. So this is 22 HTML. I'll show you that the router is requesting for that kind of name. Wait, where's my router? Here. And you see my router. If your request is gonna be like UI student, so it will be showing up your h22.html here wise. And this is not like to be some kind of accessible, I don't know whether the correct name for that router, because you must consider that router is a basic one, and it's so actually it's just like a preschool one, but I'm gonna build up according to your feedbacks, because I'm gonna waste my lot of, I mean I'm not wasting, actually that's not wasting, I have to sacrifice my lot of time for that development. So then I'm going to, in the near future, I'm going to create up RESTful router for here, because then I can host this application. Not I mean any PHP developer can host their already built application, web system with RESTful services here. And this is not RESTful, but I'm going to create up RESTful services and auto generate from that one click button here. No matter, anyway, just let's check right? So then I'm going for my localhost here. No, it's not showing, right? And localhost is like to be my folder was test4 as I remember. Yeah, it's nothing. So because that we haven't requested anything from the server, right? But I'm gonna show that which kind of request that are being mentioned in router here. That is UI student, show student, save student. This will be automatically generated according to your clicked ones using this, right? Okay, if you create a interview student teacher here, so it will be going for UI teacher, UI show teacher, and save teacher likewise. So then that in the manner that we have to search for UI student, and let's check about for. Yeah, it's coming. This is a basic one because this is not what I have focused for. This is a basic client to test up functionality between the server and client, right? And this is already being created with using Ajax here, and Ajax with jQuery, and jQuery Ajax and jQuery post Ajax method request. I mean not request, just post data, and just to get up data using Ajax, just only it's basically one, right? Right, okay. And this is my client side application. So then before go for that, so I need to do something, I mean show something for you. Just what is the UI, not UI, show student here. This is my request, show student, because it's used according to the router that I have been created here. Show students is you can check whether about sufficient control should be here, and should be here, right? Model is not here, it doesn't matter, right? And this route is requesting source student. It will be getting the data from the database, right? And this all my data here, this data was coming from that my database here. These are my data, right? And here's my data, test data, and this is my testing database for my project, right? Those data has come here, right? Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, now because I can't there's another one with router here, and this is like save student, but it's not gonna work because of that I'm using post method instead of. And then we should have a post supported client, definitely that, because I have created that student UI basic file, and it's using Ajax with post request here, right? And these ID and data attributes has been taken from my body panel. I be created that ID and data text field and the buttons, and I got the text from that using jQuery document ready function, but this is not ready. So ID val I be given the ID is a txt and txt data here, you see, and just I got the data from it's from the dollar marks. I have directly called them via and you mean ID and value side tagging from, and just I'm passing them using post. You see here, this is my URL is save student. That means my HTML file is located in the same position near that, because I don't have to give for the absolute or relative path. Just I can call out for the just according to my request given here, right? Because that is going like a save student, I mean localhost test for save student, like here localhost test for save student, likewise here save student likewise, right? And this is my save student request here, because this is posted. I'm gonna save this data that I'm filling from that UI, basic UI here, this UI, right? And it's enough. But you know, I take idea about that idea and data are passed to the server side using post method here, so I can check it out with that, right? Okay. And then this is my client here, and you see to the client I giving data, specific data ID for your interaction, for your better understandability. I'll giving 9876543. This is my given data, and data I'll use test data, test data 4. I'll give save. It's done, it's showing, it's that's like client side validation, not validation, right? Then those data should be given to that server side and should be stored in the database also. Shall we check that, right? And then table 1 here, and let's check for the final. Yeah, it's done. You see it has been stored here. Test data for 987654, right here. You see that one. And again now I'm giving some kind of another example, 78 and test data 5, like I'm saving that, right? And this is my database here, and also I'm going for the final one here. You see 1 2 3 4 5 7 8 data 5, that's why given in here, right? Okay, and my example is gonna work also. I have given eager loading method for load all those files for my checking purpose to the client if that my view is going through that Ajax, and I can use view button, and all the data you see here, they're going to come out, right? See 666 data, all the data are injected from the server. Okay, and this is going to be working, right? Okay, you see. Okay, seriously, the data are coming, right? Now my request is from you is to give me the feedbacks of what should be get changed, what should be get fixed, what should be get upgraded, what should be get done here when you consider about the UI of here or messaging system, so likewise, and just this one. Okay, anything else, if you're having a feeling of something is better than this, and then feedback me. That is actually that that alpha test, I mean the first test between the developers, I have checked first, and the second alpha test is done by Janit Udyanga, is a senior lecturer of our university, just right. He has checked functionality and gave me some feedbacks. I'm also requesting from you as my beta testers, and as a beta test I like to get the feedback from you about my any kind of change or something like from that product also, right? And okay, and hope you will feedback me, right? Thank you for listening to me. Okay,